in Pierce County, covering community stories in the Bonnie Lake, Sumner, and Lake Tapps area. And we know the traffic is bad in Seattle. It's pretty bad throughout the Northwest, even in places where not so long ago people got around with ease. John Hopperstad in the Sumner area this morning talking about what has become a bit of a traffic nightmare there, John.
It really has, Bill. If you drive around this area, you know that 167 quickly becomes a parking lot during the morning and evening commute. And what we're seeing happen is all the people trying to avoid 167 end up on a lot of these side streets, creating a congestion mess, especially here at the 166 410 interchange.
Very congested. It's just, yeah, a lot of cars. A lot of cars.
Oh, it is really frustrating. It's kind of scary.
You know, it's crazy.
Yvonne Queen runs this storage business just off the 410 166 interchange. She says the congested mess around here is costing her business.
It makes it really hard, you know, for people to get in. And I totally understand it. I hate having to come in, you know, or come against that traffic, and I have to be here.
Locals say the drivers coming through here and on nearby 162 are trying to avoid SR 167, which also turns into a parking lot during commuting hours.
It is. It's a congested mess, yeah.
Sumner's mayor says the interchange, built in the 70s, worked fine when Sumner and Bonnie Lake were known as sleepy communities. But over the last decade, more and more families are calling this place home, and that is putting more and more cars on the streets. And this is the #1 complaint.
I would probably say it is the major frustration is traffic.
During the evening commutes, traffic can back up for miles, and some spots, like the 410 off-ramp, don't have traffic signals, making a left-hand turn here frustrating and dangerous.
Say they want to turn left to go to the auto dealerships or to Winco, it's impossible. And I've seen some people do some really weird things, dangerous things, to get out and make that left turn.
There has to be a smarter way, because when you have the people that are coming off this hill, they will sit there, you know, for half hour before they can get to the bottom.
The city of Sumner has some ideas, including widening 166th, adding signals to the on-off ramps, and perhaps installing roundabouts. The city set aside $150,000, but the solutions would cost millions. And they are not part of the state's budget, which runs through 2021. But WashDOT is willing to work with Sumner to come up with some ideas to improve this mess. In the meantime, people like Brett Gagner will continue to adjust their schedules. He goes into work at 2 in the morning just so he can avoid life on the road in this congested mess.
If you're in a hurry to get home, it's a pain.
Yeah, it's a pain, and we talked to a lot of people who actually go into work around 3, 4 a.m. if they can do it, and shift that schedule to avoid the traffic mess. One of the other things that is contributing to it, at least in this area, is around the corner is a new YMCA. It's one of the biggest in the state with 20,000 members. So now you have all these cars in the afternoon heading into that YMCA and then trying to get back out again. Right now, Sumner has set aside $150,000 in the planning stages for some of these fixes to the interchange here and some of the other roads around here, but they're really looking to the state legislature to cover the rest of the cost of doing the actual fixes over the next several years, and that's going to be about $10 million. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
John, thank you. And tomorrow on Q13 News, we are